The call to serve, living out the example of Christ. Have you ever asked yourself, what is my purpose in life? We all search for meaning, and sometimes, we think it's found in success, wealth, or recognition. But Jesus, in his life and teachings, shows us that the true purpose of our lives is found in service to others. In the Gospel of Mark 10 verse 45, Jesus says, "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." These words are not just a lesson for his disciples, but for all of us who follow him. When we think about Jesus, we often remember his miracles, his teachings, and his sacrifice on the cross. But what is often overlooked is his example of service. Throughout his life, Jesus didn't seek the praise of men, he sought to serve. He washed the feet of his disciples, John 13 verses 1 to 17, healed the sick, comforted the brokenhearted, and always put others before himself. Jesus shows us that the true path to greatness is not through power or prestige, but through humility and service. In John 13 verses 14 to 15, he says, "If I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example, that you should do as I have done to you." Jesus doesn't just tell us to serve others, he shows us how to do it with love, humility, and a selfless heart. But why is this so important? When we serve, we reflect the love of Christ. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, becomes a way to bring God's love into the world. As St. Teresa of Calcutta once said, "Not all of us can do great things. But we can do small things with great love." It's through the small, everyday acts of service that we live out the example of Christ. Serving others isn't always easy. It requires us to step out of our comfort zone, to sacrifice our time, energy, and even our resources. But Jesus promises that when we serve others, we are truly serving him. In Matthew 25 verse 40, he tells us, "Truly I say to you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." The call to serve is not just a duty, it's a privilege. We are called to serve because, in serving, we become more like Christ. And in becoming more like Christ, we experience a deeper connection with God and with those around us. You might be wondering, how can I serve? It doesn't always mean doing grand gestures or making big sacrifices. It can be as simple as helping a neighbor in need, listening to someone who is hurting, or offering a kind word to someone who feels alone. Service is about putting others before ourselves and finding joy in lifting others up. As we reflect on Jesus' life, let us ask ourselves, are we living out his example of service? Are we serving others with love, humility, and compassion? The call to serve is not just for the disciples in the Bible, it's a call to each of us today. Just as Jesus gave his life for us, he asks us to give our lives for others, through small, everyday acts of service. Let's live out the example of Christ. Let's serve with love. Let's serve with humility. And in doing so, we will find the true meaning and purpose of our lives.